I always say this story about my dad. When we used to travel, get all of us ready to go and at the station about an hour earlier than the earliest time we had to be there. What the heck do you do at the station? Except for don't do this, don't do that, don't go too far, don't go too...
Yes, sit in one place, don't move, don't twiddle your thumbs.
What do you do? What do you do? We're back.
Yes.
Right? No one gets rid of us that easy. Last episode we spoke about do as I do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And if you are joining us only now, I highly recommend you go back a few episodes and start watching us again, because this is kind of a build up towards something that we are going to start talking about today.
Oh, and you know, and you'll understand today why we always do things with a purpose.
Yes.
And we have a plan.
Yes.
And this month's topic was all around time and understanding how to make friends with your time. And I think this episode will wrap that up, and it will just create that framework that we are so super excited about, because I think that everything that we do in the Time Fix and as a partnership is structured around this concept of making friends with your time, and how is that affecting everything else.
100%. And that's the reason why a lot of these episodes are also short, sharp, something that you can listen to on your way to work or on a break at work. And there's a reason why we don't go too deep in every episode, because as we progress, you'll see that we keep dialing up the intensity a slight bit every time, so that you can start integrating it a little bit more
we
and
also
easily.
really want to tackle one concept at a time.
Yes.
Because we do live in a fast-paced world.
Yes.
And we do want you to not have to think about too much in a very short period of time, but we also want you to access this information at your leisure very quickly, easily, and just walk away with that, okay, now, what next?
Yes. And if you have such kind of aha moments, feel free to leave us a comment or a question, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you.
And also, if you have something that we didn't think of but piqued your interest, or we didn't go deep enough, just tell us, because we might address that issue in a future episode. So
let's kickstart our favorite topic. I can't wait.
You know how we said that everyone's relationship with time is vastly different.
Yeah.
And that will shape everything that you do. Now that goes down to behavioral science.
Absolutely.
Whether we like it or not, that's the name for it.
Absolutely. And let's just tell our audiences that we are trained behavioral profile consultants, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yes. And we are completely trained in the modality that is extended disc. And there's a reason behind it, because it's scientifically backed. And both of us love a bit of science.
Absolutely. And we chose this modality because it is effectively validated every second year. And we know that it's an ever-evolving modality.
Yes.
So everything we do is based on this behavioral science tool. What we did with it, though, is totally different than what you will see
100%.
from others. And I think we created this amazing tool, and it's not even a tool. It's
a way to explain or maybe turn it into more of a practical way of looking at things.
Absolutely. And I said it too many times, but it is absolutely, because at the end of the day, we want you to be able to easily relate and understand this complex concept of time and relationship with time, and how is that affecting everything that you do.
Okay, how about we launch right into it, because it's very important.
We've done the whole,
dancing around it. Let's not dance around it anymore.
It's like, the what was the last one? The Australian Idol. And they go on and on and on, and they build and no one says anything. So
yes.
Anyway, So the whole point is that we are talking about the time-centric archetypes.
Yes, let's go.
I don't even know where to start.
Start at the beginning with the color that you're wearing. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a red.
Yes.
And it comes to that time treasurer. There's 4 major archetypes. And the reason why we talk about archetypes is because depending on how you relate to time, you will have a different way of doing things.
Yes.
And what we need to say is that while we talk about time-centric archetypes and we talk about mainly about 4 different archetypes, no one is just pure one.
Yes.
Everyone is a bit of a mix. So you might recognize yourself in more than one space at any time. There's only one that usually or can be found on its own, but let's not go into that right now. But let's explain a little bit what that relationship with time looks like.
Yes.
And we always starting with what we both are a little bit. And
Yes.
that's pretty much the time treasurer archetype.
Yes.
And when it comes to their relationship with time, it's quite an interesting one. Because we were, most of us were raised with that sentence, time is money.
Yes. And I'm sure a lot of you relate to that. I'm sure you've heard that growing up, that time is money. And you probably have heard it a lot of the times, but really don't know what that means.
Or you just can't relate to it.
Or just can't relate to it. And that's normal.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
If you say so.
If you say so, yeah.
But if you know a true time treasurer and you think about how they do things, you will suddenly understand why this sentence is so important for a time treasurer.
Yes.
Because time treasurers fully live this sentence, time is money.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have clarity around what does that mean.
Yes.
We all had that one boss at some stage in our life that was really tough on being punctual.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's happening? You're 10 minutes late. No, you're 1 minute late. But it doesn't mean a thing to you.
No.
And you wonder, so what? I mean, I'm a little late. And
Yeah.
the world didn't crumble. The building still stands. Nothing really happened except for me being 10 seconds late.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When it comes to your time treasurers, to them, it's really like the world did end.
Yes.
And the building did crumble. And now we are in this really nasty, ugly, bad space. Because you know what? You just robbed me of time.
Yeah. Because they will never trade their time for anything that does not fall within their wider purpose of doing things.
Now, Pooja, let's go to the polar opposite.
Yeah.
What does a time bender look like?
Oh my God. I have a bit of time bender in me, by the way. If you haven't really, once I explain it, you'll know and you'll figure it out. The time
Probably
benders,
not in this space, but that's okay.
Not in this space, but time benders are, and as the time goes by, no pun intended, you'll figure it out. But anyway, time benders are completely polar opposite. For them, time is very fluid. It's always weighed against their ability to connect with people and anything new that comes or crosses their path. So let me just very quickly explain what that looks like in real life. So if a time bender, and this is what we've seen a lot of the times in LD, that they kind of leave their home and they might see a friend along the way and they feel like they have to stop and tell a story. How many times have we had to set aside time in our work if we know we are meeting a time bender, isn't it? Because we know we'll have to stop and listen to their story. We know we'll have to swap a little bit of our stories with them if we hope to connect with them, right? And I'm going to just plug Ben, a beautiful videographer here. He's one of those. We love him to bits, but we love his stories as well. And we know that we need to we need to kind of
Carve out time for him.
our time for him to listen to his story and share a little bit of our stories as well. So, but for them, that becomes very important. And for them, anything
Time is
new-
non-essential.
Time is non-essential. And they weighed always against them connecting with people. And those were the people that struggled the most during lockdowns,
yeah.
and they did not know how to come back out of it because they really missed that physical human connection. And time will always be secondary to them.
I need to drop this in. You call them time optimists.
Yes, I love calling them time optimists because they suddenly think they have 15 minutes to pack in all of those connections that they want to make, all of those stories they want to exchange, all of the new things that they want to explore within the short time that they have. And they are invariably late. You know, that one friend that we always have to tell them to come at 3 o'clock if you want them there at 3:30.
Yep.
These are your time benders. We all have them in our lives, right? I'm sure you
Absolutely.
guys watching are also thinking the same. But you have a little bit of time sitter in you. And can you tell me a little bit about what that looks like
I think this was the hardest to define.
to define?
Because 60% of the population is a time sitter or does have a fair bit of time sitter
Yes.
in their behavioral makeup. The time sitters have a very unique relationship with time.
Yes.
And it affects their productivity in as much as it affects it positively, it affects it negatively too, because time sitters, their biggest fear is that they will run out of time.
Oh my God. That sounds like a catch-22 for me.
It does. And it is. Because they will bank on time heavily, hence we call them
Yeah.
time sitters.
Yeah.
But then, because of the fear of running out of time, they spend so much time in procrastination and overwhelm
Yeah.
that all that banked time will dissipate.
Yes.
And I know it's a bit like, what? But
So
it's true.
it's so many time buffers, right? That's what we see on the time logs, isn't it? A lot
Absolutely.
of the times.
And the thing with the time logs and the time buffers is that while they have time, they don't have time.
Yes.
Just because they do spend a lot of time in that procrastination space, and often it leads them into overwhelm and in this full shutdown mode. And it's so important to understand why is that happening and recognizing it. And we always say that to them, procrastination needs to become your friend.
Yes.
And change the way that you think about it. And we will unpack that in a future episode. But when it comes to the relationship with time, you need to understand that you can't just jump things on them.
No.
You can't just throw things to them because that will literally send them straight into shutdown. And I always say this story about my dad. When we used to travel, he would actually get all of us ready to go and at the station about an hour earlier than the earliest time we had to be there.
I'm sure that drove you bonkers.
I mean, I do have a little bit of time sitter in me, but not this much.
Not this much.
Okay. So, and as a kid, what the heck do you do at the station?
Yes.
Except for don't do this, don't do that, don't go too far, don't go too.
Yes. Sit in one place. Don't move. Don't twiddle your thumbs.
What do you do? What do you do? I mean, seriously, as a kid, it was just so hard. But that's that need of making sure that you are on time, that you don't miss out on. It is the biggest driver of the time sitter, and it's so important to have clarity around that. And this leads probably into the next time-centric archetype, because the time validators are quite unique in how they think about time, right?
100%. While time is really important to them as well, but it's always weighed against their need to become perfect at something. They will always be in pursuit of perfection more than getting things done on time. What that means is that they are constantly stuck in that rabbit hole of making something right and fixing something, and they can easily stay in that space. Right. So, and that's where they start losing time. So a lot of the times you've got to kind of say to them that, you know what, it's time to come out of that perfection space and you've got to start now delivering.
So it's really important to to understand that for time validators, like the name says,
Yes.
time is of utmost importance, but they are also losing time because perfection takes over.
Absolutely. And they remember in a couple of episodes back, we said that it takes them 26 there's a category that takes 26 minutes to go into deep focus. These are your people. So if you just really want to identify, they will be very good at systems and processes, but
Research. Oh my
research,
God.
they are very good at research. Minor data, they need all of that data, so they will be very good at that. So the way to recognize them.
Now, as you can see, we kind of brought this together.
Yes.
Because if you think about the 4 time-centric archetypes, it kind of makes sense that time does mean something different to every single one of them.
Yes.
And if you think about the different permutations and the different combinations and what's more, what's less, and so on, you get this endless pool of different archetypal models that you can identify with. And then we haven't really spoken about how is this molded into your cultural background and the type of work that
and
you
that's
you
a
do
lot
and so
to
on.
unpack, because that's not something that
No, we can't do that in 15 minutes.
No, we
right?
can't.
But it's all about that concept of making friends with your time, because once you start understanding what is your personal relationship with time, you start understanding how is that going to be affecting your productivity, how is it going to affect your relationship with people around you, how is recognizing other people's behavioral makeup and archetypal model help you deliver your best work. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to work, it's really rare that we need to do things on our own.
Yes.
Most of the times it's all about team dynamics. It's about teamwork. It's about seeing and recognizing everyone. And in the next 10, 15, 20 episodes of before the end of the year, we'll try and unpack what does planning look like, or habits, or boundaries, or you name it. We'll try and actually go a little bit deeper and take one concept and unpack it, what it can look like and how is that affecting work on its own. And next month's big topic will be around planning.
100%. And I was going to get there. Now that we have established what time looks like and what relationship looks like, let's boggle their mind further and show them what it means when you are trying to plan something, and how does that look like, and what that journey kind of looks like for different time-centric archetypes as well. So if you're really curious about how that is going to pan out, and you have really loved following our content up till now, don't forget to subscribe and follow us as well.
And don't forget to think about how you prefer to plan.